relationship. So you need to go forwards and backwards with that person. Do not blow that person's brain off with the first or second message and directly ask them about the business. They will shut you down most of the time and think, for God's sake, I knew you just wanted to speak to me about your business. At least try and show some interest in getting to know somebody. And I will tell you why. You may think you can shortcut this process. It might work short term. The best business partners you will have will be people that actually believe you care about them and take interest in them. The amount of times other people come to me and say, hi Marcella, I've been approached about 11 times about this travel business, and to be honest with you, I haven't wanted to join with anybody because they don't ask anything about me, they don't know if this would suit me, and they're just so direct, it's put me off. You know, so actually, yes, Marcella, now you've built a relationship with me and we've got to know each other over the last couple of days, I would like some information. I can't count it on my hands like I've lost count. People will turn away from you and sign up with the person who's done it the organic and genuine way. Don't force it down someone's throat. Step 2, have an active conversation with someone. Build a relationship fast, but do fact find. Find out about somebody, because if you find out about somebody, guess what you can do? You can build the relation, you can build the business around that person. If somebody says to me, yeah, I've got 3 kids and I live in Surrey, I'm not going to talk to that person about leaving their kids and travelling the world. They're not going to want to join the business based on that information. If somebody's got 3 children, I'm going to talk to somebody about earning a flexible income around their kids. If I'm speaking to a single person and they say, all I want to do is travel the world and go to a full moon party in Thailand, that's when I'm going to talk about earning from your phone, not having to care about having a boss or living in the UK, and being able to leave everything and go and travel. If you fact find, you can build this business around other people and you will have a lot more success. So that's step 2. Step number 3 is you need to bring up the business and ask the question. Now this is so important, right? You have got 2 options when it comes to this, right? Of course, you need to bring up the business and you need to ask the question and you need to offer the business to be able to get a new business partner, right? But you've got 2 ways you can do it. The first way you can do it is you can say to somebody, once once they've replied to you, blah, 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 just out of interest, what is it that you do? Now, if you ask somebody what they do, they should ask you back, I am a teacher and I do X, Y, and Z, and I'm a mummy, what is it you do? You know, if you say to someone, how are you? They'll usually tell you how they are and then they'll say, how are you back? This works exactly the same way. If you ask someone what they do, they should ask you what you do back, right? So if someone asks you what you do, you have then got an in to bring up the business. So that's option 1. So in terms of bringing up the business, you've only got 2 options. You ask someone what they do, they ask you back, you can bring up the business, or this option over here, you simply just bring up the business yourself and offer it to them when it feels right. So that's a slightly more direct approach, right? So you can either ask someone what they do and they should ask you back. That's a slightly softer approach if you're a little bit nervous. Or you can bring up the business and offer it to them and ask the question just when you think it feels right. But either way, you're going to be bringing up the business. You're either doing it a slightly slower way or a slightly more direct way. Now, what we have done is put together loads of examples of how you can actually bring up the business and ask the question. Whether you do it this way, where you ask someone what they do and they ask you back so that you can bring up the business, or whether you're doing it the slightly more direct way. We've got loads of examples which I'm about to show you, but I wanted to try and break down this to you via a diagram. Now, the final step here, guys, is once you've brought up the business, offered it to them and asked the question, seeing whether they want to have a look at the information, you then want to quickly tell them your story, explain why you joined in as minimum lines as possible, and then you're going to tell them, we've got a Facebook group that would explain why I'm so in love with this opportunity and why I know you would benefit too. Can I send you the link to check it out? Do not miss out that step, right? So once you've asked them the question, then need to basically be saying, we've got a Facebook group that would explain why I'm so in love with the business and why I know you benefit too. Can I send you the link to check it out? If you get the answer yes, you can clap yourself and go, yes, literally, and you can then work on getting that person into the opportunity group. So you send them the link, but you ask the permission first. So you're asking them, can I send you the link to check out the opportunity group? Once you get that yes, you send them the link to the opportunity group and tell them to put your name in the box. So that is step 4. So the final step is, guys, 2 things are going to happen now. You're going to send them the link to the opportunity group, and they are either going to click the link to join and get in the group, or they're going to ghost you. If anybody ever feels like they get to the point where they send the opportunity group link and then they get ghosted, this is going to help you. If you get ghosted and they don't click the link, after about 24 hours, I would say, you should message them and say, hey X, so hey Alice, you must have been super busy as I never heard from you. So I hope that you're okay. Do you have just 5 minutes to check out that info? I wouldn't want you to miss out. That way, you can follow up with someone if you don't hear from them once you've sent the opportunity group link. Okay? If they have clicked the link, you can literally send them a message. So they've clicked the link, so you've added them to the group, that's the A. You've then got to tag them, guys, in the video and message them. So you're going to tag them in the video that's pinned to the top of the travel group, and then you're going to message them this message and say, I've tagged you in blah, blah, blah video and blah, blah, blah video because, so give them the reason. So I would say, I've tagged you in one video that explains how simple it is to earn commission on travel, and the other video I tagged you in was the Meet the Agents video because I want you to hear other people's stories. And then what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to message them and say, the first video is only 5 minutes. I'm super excited for you to check it out. So that way, you have added them, tagged them in a video, and messaged them. You have done the ATM formula, and you have officially got an exposure. That is what counts as an exposure. You have physically got someone into the group, you've added them, you've tagged them, and you've messaged them. So that, hopefully, has simplified the sort of the system and the route that you need to go on. The first thing you're going to do, guys, of course, is start a conversation. Then you're going to build a relationship quickly and fact find. Step 3 is you're going to bring up the business and you're going to ask the question. You're going to offer them the business. You either ask them, what do you do? They ask you what group, that would explain why I am so in love with this opportunity and how you could benefit too. As soon as you've got a yes, you're going to send them the link to the opportunity group, which is step 4. If they ignore you, you've got a follow-up message here. If they click the link, you're going to add tag and message. So that is the diagram. I will upload that diagram into the team page, the business building page, so that you have got it to hand. I suggest you print it off, and anytime you sit down to work on this business, you have that diagram next to you. You know what you are doing next, where you need to go, what you need to be asking. Give me a thumbs up if that has been helpful. Yeah? I hope that would be helpful for a visual learner. Now what I'm going to do is give you examples of how to ask the question, right? So now, guys, everyone just let that digest. Everybody shake it off for 20 seconds. That was a lot of information. You've got to make some room for some more info. So just have a moment where you're going to shake it out and make some room for the next bit of information. Right, I can see people stretching. Bring up your business. You're then getting them in the opportunity group and getting that exposure. And we all have learned already in this training that the 2 things you need to track on a daily basis are how many people you ask the question to and how many exposures you get. Please stop using the chat box. I'm really trying to focus. We'll answer the questions at the end. The two things you need to track on a daily basis are how many people you asked the question to, and then how many exposures you got. And an exposure is when you get them into the group, you have added them, tagged them, and messaged them. So you have done the ATM formula. So that is when you can message your upline or your accountability buddy and say 3 ask the questions today and 3 exposures today. Bingo. What an awesome day. They're the things that you want to track on a daily basis. So if you're somebody that has a diary or a planner, you want to be tracking those 2 numbers every single day. Every single day. So, Laura's just asked, what about selling travel? Sorry, Laura, I'm not sure whether you're aware, but this is a business building call. So this is where we talk about prospecting, how you earn a